Cheetah, thank you. Tomorrow, the public will get to honor Vanessa Guillen. She's the Houston soldier who was killed by another soldier at Fort Hood. Today, her family talks with CBS This Morning about her tragic case as they prepare to say their final goodbyes. Janelle Fort has more.
Steph, Guillen will be laid to rest this week here in Houston, and even as funeral preps are underway, her family is working to make sure that her case isn't swept underneath the rug. In that interview, Guillen's sister talks about how grateful they are for all the support. Yesterday, dozens of people stood on the Dunleavy Bridge over 59, waving flags and holding signs that said "Justice for Vanessa," adding to the numerous memorials, marches, and protests across the country for the slain soldier. The family credits all the rallying from the public for getting Guillen's case and others like it the attention it deserves.
At this point, I did see that the Secretary of the Army, McCarthy, he did speak, and that they finally acknowledged that it was a murder and that there's a big problem. I do feel that day by day they are taking this more serious because they're seeing that it's not just us at this point.
Again, that interview with Vanessa Guillen's sister set to air this morning on the national news ahead of her funeral here in Houston. Back to you.
All right, Janelle, thank you.